Hello, welcome. Have you ever had one of those restless nights where you just can't sleep, tossing and turning, not able to get comfortable? Well, today's practice is going to help to get you ready for a good night's sleep. And I recommend this practice about 1 or 2 hours before your bedtime. And just getting yourself into some comfy clothes. You can have socks on. And I'm using some props today. If you don't have a bolster, you can always just roll up a blanket or roll up your pillow, and you can prop it up on another pillow. I have it propped up on a bolster, a smaller bolster here. And if you have an eye pillow, you can have that as well. So the first pose we're going to come into, Bodhi's already there, we're going to come into a reclined butterfly pose. So having your bolster or your prop set up lengthwise on your mat, we're going to bend into the knees and having your seat just at the edge, and then laying back, making sure that your head's still supported. And we want the shoulders to open. If you don't have a prop, you can always just do this lying flat out. And you can have your feet together, letting those knees open up. So we're coming into a yin pose here. So you might feel a little bit of a stretch in the inner groin. As long as there's no sharp pain, you can just keep your knees like this. If you do have sharp pain, you might want to bring those knees together and maybe bring the feet out and just let the knees rest on each other. So either coming into this shape or butterfly shape. And then we'll place the left hand on the heart, right hand on the abdomen. Taking a moment to arrive, letting the shoulders soften. You can close your eyes here. If you have an eye pillow, you can always place that on your eyes. We're going to connect with the breath. Our breath is our barometer for how we're feeling. So just checking in to see in this moment how the breath is. Noticing if it's short and shallow or if it's long and deep. And if it's short and shallow, we want to gradually get that breath to be a little deeper. And to do this, we're going to breathe nice and full in through the nose, feeling the chest expanding and maybe the abdomen expanding. And then as you exhale, we're going to exhale through the mouth, letting the belly sink down, and then the chest. And then inhale, chest and belly expands. And exhale out through the mouth, belly and chest sinks down. Keep that going, inhaling through the nose, nice and full. And exhaling through the mouth, nice and slow. And we're going to stay here, just breathing like this. Allowing things to soften with each exhalation. Allowing the nervous system to slow down, to relax, and to get into that rest and digest the parasympathetic nervous system. And if your breath is nice and full and deep, expanding into the abdomen, you might want to Inhale and exhale through the nose. Maybe getting a nice hollow sound in the back of the throat. We call this ujjayi breath. Like a seashell against your ear. And we'll take 3 more breaths here. And you can take your hands and bring them to your knees. If they're open, you can bring those knees together. If your feet are wider than your knees, you can wiggle them back in. And then just rolling to your side, we'll ease our way up. We're going to come into a child's pose. So you can leave your props where they are and taking your knees a little wider than the props. And then you could just lay right down, resting a cheek onto the props if you have them, or if you want to come all the way down to the floor. We're coming into child's pose. Making sure it feels comfortable for your knees and your hips. If your knees are a little tender, you could always use a blanket or a prop underneath the knees, just to rest your bum. Letting the shoulders soften and relax. Coming back to that ujjayi breath. As you breathe, maybe counting the length of your inhale and the length of your exhale. Gradually getting your exhale to be twice as long as your inhale. So if you're inhaling for the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 8. If you're not quite at 8, you can just be patient with yourself and allow that exhale to gradually get to 8, not forcing, just allowing. If you're inhaling to 5, exhale to 10. And if you find that 10 is too much for your exhale, you can always count the length of your exhale and then shorten your inhale to be half as much. And when we get our exhale to be twice as long as the inhale, it gives our nervous system the message to relax and to soften. It's a great way to get ready for sleeping at the end of the day. And if you have one cheek on your bolster or your prop, you can always switch to the other side just to balance out the neck muscles. And continue to breathe here. We'll take 3 more breaths. Slowly making your way back up, moving any props out of the way, bringing those knees back together, and we'll just sit on our sits bones, sending those legs out nice and long. If your back is tender, you can always use your prop underneath your knees. And we're going to come into a forward fold, a little caterpillar here. So folding over, you're just going to let your head and shoulders and your neck relax. Breathing here, we're not forcing ourselves to come into a full forward fold. We're just allowing the body to get heavy. Following the flow of your breath, with each exhalation sinking a little bit deeper. Forward folds are great for calming the mind. I like to use my imagination here and imagine any busyness from the mind just tipping out from the top of the crown, releasing any of those thoughts that are no longer needed. And if you find your mind is overly active, a great thing to do is called disappearing letters. And to do disappearing letters, you want to take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to repeat A, 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 B, 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 C, C, C. And then take another inhale. Repeating D, 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 E, 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 F, F, F as you exhale. Inhale. Exhale, G, 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 H, 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 I. Inhale. Exhale, J, 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 K, 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 L, L, L. Inhale, exhale, M, 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 N, 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 O, O, O. Inhale, exhale, P, 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 Q, 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 R, R, R. And just continue through your alphabet, giving your mind something to focus on. And by saying each of those 3 letters 3 times each, we're getting the exhale to be twice as long as the inhale. Great trick for if you're trying to fall asleep at night and the mind just won't shut off. And if you get to the end of the alphabet, when you go back to the beginning, you're going to find you're doing 3 different sets of letters, which is very helpful because the mind has to continue to think of what the next 3 letters are. And I find if I get to the end of the alphabet the second time, then what I like to do is start from Z and go backwards to A. And usually when I do that, I tend to fall right asleep. The mind doesn't want to work so hard. So I don't want you to fall asleep quite yet. So just taking 3 full deep more breaths. 3 slow exhales. And then slowly easing your way back up. Taking your time, you'll notice that the eyes feel a little heavy. Can move any props that you have underneath your knees. Bodhi's very tired. And you might want to have your eye pillow nearby. We're going to scooch to a wall. So if you have a wall nearby, you can bring your hip to the wall. We're going to come into a legs up the wall pose. So laying all the way down, we're going to bring the feet up towards the wall. Scooching your bum as close as you can, making sure it feels okay for the hamstrings. Placing your eye pillow, if you have one, on your eyes. Tucking your chin in. And just letting those legs relax against the wall. Letting the back feel fully supported. Allowing your breath to be full and deep. And this is a great way to relieve any tension that you might have in your legs, any tension you might have in your hips. Allowing the muscles in the back to relax as they feel supported. And just following the flow of your breath. Imagine it like a gentle wave flowing in and back out. And feel free to stay in this shape for as long as it feels comfortable for you. If you have other things you need to do, you can always bring your feet back down and just roll to your right side. Easing your way back up. Coming back into a comfortable seat. And I wish you all a very restful evening. Namaste.